in this tutorial, hopefully I'm going to try my best not to bump into the mic like the previous tutorial, and we can start working on the game, working with the toolkit. I've already pretty much loaded a game example from the RPGTK template. We start up. We get the placeholder for whatever company you want to put in there for your company title. And already in the code, I have the 3D stage already added for the game title. You can always go into the code, into globals, to disable the 3D and only use a 2D game screen or title screen, however you want to say that. If we go to new game right now, the only thing we get is the standard new map with only a flat plane. Go into the editor. We see here where we can add events, classes, heroes, a party, miscellaneous. Number of things to do within the editor. The first thing we're going to do is come in here to create a character, but first let's walk through actually bringing that over from the free art kit that I have on TurboSquid right now, and it also should be in the resource sections under my name on Garage Games as well. So I'm going to use my same diff tool to diff the art and the art over here. Expand all. Alright, now so first thing that we need for the actual engine is we need under RPG engine, art elements, we need the two prototype body objects for the base body type 1 and the Unimesh male one. These are pretty much the basic prototyping bodies that I've provided that have miscellaneous morph kits to help rapidly generate your characters. Also, down in textures, we need the textures for both the base body and the Unimesh. And in animations, we'll just copy over all the animations so there's nothing missing when we actually generate a character. So now we can go back, start the engine up. Alright, so first thing we need is going to World Editor. We're going to need a character for us to walk around with. If you notice that when we load it up, we are pretty much in the spectator camera mode, well, observer camera mode, and this is mainly because the engine is linked directly to everything is linked directly to the engine. So if we don't have any party members, then we won't have anything to walk around with. We won't have a party to walk around with when we start the engine up. So my favorite one right now is Unimesh, just because it looks better. I need to make more characters with better body mask so it doesn't have much of a poke through through clothing. I'm going to actually show you this real quick in the body type. If I hit randomize, depending on how you set up your morphs and your character morphs, if you don't have enough space between your characters, you'll get some poke through when you actually are mixing different morphs together. Especially when you're mixing extreme morphs like muscle and heavy. Maybe around the stomach you'll get a lot more poke through than normal. Let's see, I'm going to take off the hair. Alright, we're going to go with the Unimesh. I'm going to export this as a playable character, PC. Call it main hero. If I can spell. Export. Now that we have a character to play with, I can go and make a class. I'm just going to call it anything. Give it different grades of defense, attack. Then we're going to make our hero. Anything for the race. Initial stats that builds on top of the grades that you specified in the class formation, in the class creation section. Initial level. We can preview. We hit update calculations to preview our starting stats, making sure it's what we want. And we're going to go through and select our character shape. Our elements, RPG editor characters are where they are saved out from. Playable characters, main hero. And we're going to select the data file. Dialogue images aren't implemented in the text that I have, but they can be implemented easily. Depending on your user interface, you may or may not use it. And now that we have a player, we're going to add them to our party. Save that out. So now we should be able to exit level. Go back in. And it crashed. Lovely. That's been happening recently with Windows 8 for me. I don't know if anybody else is having an issue, but specifically with me on Windows 8, sometimes when exiting and going right back in, I get a crash. Alright, so now we have a movable character that we can run around in the world with. Can jump. Pretty basic. You can see the HUD elements, the time, the tracker. In the next tutorial, we're going to add more elements and see if we can make this look more like a game.